Hey, it's Chris, the DeFi professor, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through as a new creator how you can get into on-chain media using Zora, a really great social platform with very low barrier to entry that you can start using to be monetized right away. If you like what you see, please would love to get a follow and a thumbs up. Helps me out with this video. And now on to the tutorial. So this is a video with regards to how to get through Zora as a content creator trying to post on chain. So let me go ahead and get to the Zora screen. And this is what it's going to look like once you've logged in. So we're going to start here. I'm going to go through the interface first. But before that, I did want to get to what the interface looks like when you first get to Zora if you're not logged in. So this is what it should look like. And if I just make this a little bit bigger, there's that. You can get the mobile app, and I think that's kind of where they want you to be, because Zora, in my opinion, is meant to be more like Instagram. To me, that's the best way to describe it. It has the looks of it. The only difference is that there's two main differences. The first is most of your posts are tokenized, meaning that they can receive purchases, or that you can make money off of them. And the other piece is, in order to comment, someone actually has to purchase a piece of that post. Now, that could be pennies. It could be anything, but they have to do that in order to post. That's something that is not the easiest for people to wrap their head around. So we'll kind of take this a little bit slow, and we'll kind of move on through a couple of the different parts of how this works. Now, if you've not done this before, and most of you should have at this point, but if you haven't created a Zora account, I'm going to walk you through what I think is the easiest way to do it, and that is using an email address. To me, that's the easiest way to get through this because it does two things. It first isolates your risk because it'll give you a separate wallet that, yes, will be a little bit of a pain to have to track and do that way, but it's easier than having an existing wallet. Something happens and then suddenly you are losing a little bit of money. We are one in all of my content to have as much segmentation with regards to risk as possible. The more you can isolate different parts of what you're doing, the better. The technology here is called Privy. So what's great about this, and this is something that most people outside of 2 years ago will never have to worry about ever again, is that by using your email and setting a good password, the other part that's really important, you will actually get a wallet that's just tied to that email. The bad side is if you mess something up, you're going to have to grab a different email. You can't really, I guess you can reset it once you're inside, but in essence, you want it to be tied to your email. Once you actually have an email, you'll get an email sent to that to put in a code, and that will finalize your login. So once that happens, you're going to end up here at the screen, and this is what the interface looks like. There are two things that I would recommend that you do. If you don't like light backgrounds, if you're a dark mode person, you can set that immediately. Down here in the lower left-hand corner is a context button, or we call this the hamburger button in tech. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to click on the, I think it's preferences. Yes, under preferences, your color mode, you can have light mode, auto, or dark mode. And for a lot of people, they prefer the dark mode. For this purpose, we'll keep it on light mode. That's generally how I've had it set, just so. Well, I'm really a dark mode person, so I'm not really sure I have it set that way. I just have. I would recommend you keep the blur sensitive content section here because there isn't a whole lot of, well, I don't think that there are any specific controls. I don't know if there's specific human moderation out here, but anyone can set up a Zora account. So that does lend itself to a majority of different things that are out there. Let's walk through the rest of this specific interface here. You have the quick buy, which allows you to quickly buy any host that you want to. If you just click the quick buy settings, because there is a little bit of a mechanism here that, the more market cap or the more that a post is purchased, the higher that price is to either keep it for yourself or to interact with it. So you can have a quick buy setting of how much you're willing to spend at a minimum. I normally don't use this. I normally just use the wallet and set whatever I want to put in there. The other thing that's new, this is fairly new, this is the auto sell. And the way that this works is if you purchase one of these posts and you have ownership of the post, if the price goes up at all, it will automatically do what's called an auto sell. So once it reaches 2x of the price target of where you purchased it, it'll automatically sell 20%. And that'll just come back to, I think it's USDC, which is a stable coin. It could be in Zora coin too. I honestly, this is pretty new. And you can turn this off. If you'd rather not do that, that's fine. It's on by default. And it's only for future buys. So keep that in mind. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you're looking to, find some appreciation speculating on a couple of these different types of posts, you can certainly do that. After that, we have the preferences. Then we also have settings. This is where you can change things such as your username. I think there's a window of how many times you can do this. And then the email, that this was set when you set the email for the wallet to use to create that wallet for you. In the event that you use a Coinbase wallet, a Phantom wallet, or whatever else they have on there, which you can do, I think it adds just a level of complexity that it's not necessary, but I understand why some people will do it. You can set the email here. So Privy is the name of the service that creates that wallet for you from the email. You will get two different wallet addresses. One for your Zora wallet. This is where this is for everything that is received as part of your creator coin. And there's also a Privy wallet address. So in the event that you get additional tokens that are in there, you can export that and then recover it inside of another web-based wallet, such as Rabby, MetaMask, Rainbow. There's quite a few out there. Coinbase wallet, of course, is also one. That's outside the scope of what we're talking about in this video, so that'll be saved for something else. And then if you want to use the live streaming, if you have been given the access for that, you can get your stream key here. Again, that's outside the scope of this as well. And then after that, you can have a backup account in the event that something happens. You can set that up if you need to. I personally don't have that set up right now because I think I have everything here through Privy. There's also profile, which you can put in a picture of yourself, information about yourself, and things if you want to verify. I need to do this. I have not done that. I only have my Twitter, but I should have all this other stuff also linked up. That's probably a smart thing to do. So I would say for marketing yourself, verify all these. It takes a little bit of time, but once you do that, it works out well. I just have Twitter, but or X. You can do whatever you like. Anything that you have hidden, I don't know what this means. We'll come here. You can hide posts, I believe, and you can unhide them. Okay, and we'll look at that in just a little bit. So these are the settings. You also have this invite function. You actually do get a referral. I think it's 1% every time that you invite somebody, so they can copy your link and learn more about the platform. You can, of course, log out, and then they have all these other sections here if you want to check out their information. So let's look at the rest of the main interface that we have here. It's going to be here on the left-hand side. I believe it looks the same if you use the app. The app and the web app, they do update each other fairly quickly. So if you make a change somewhere, it should look the same on the phone. Actually, no, I take that back. The interface, at least for the mobile app, is very much like Instagram. It's going to be here along the bottom. I think you can see that. In my experience, the mobile app is fairly slow. So coming up here on the left-hand side, we have the home button. This will take you to your home feed. So if you happen to follow multiple people, or if there's, this of course is an algorithm. So it'll actually try and, based on things you like, based on things you purchase, try and get you some discoverability on some other accounts to look for. Overall, Zora, before it became this type of social platform was strictly an NFT minting platform. So there's you're going to see a lot of art on here, and you're going to see a lot of meme coins and just things that don't make a whole lot of sense, because there is a lot of people who use this specifically to create meme coins, because you can do that specifically with your both your creator coin and any type of post that you have. Coming down here to the magnifying glass button, you'll get to what's called the leaderboard. And like I mentioned, any type of trending coins, if you want to purchase them here, you can. I have no desire to do things like that, honestly, but it's something that you may want to consider. Uh, we can come back to this. Well, when we look at our own posts, we can look at this, but that's exactly what this does. Is it'll allow you to check to see what's trending. You can see who's actually live streaming. The newest, this is everything. So you can go with creators, posts, and traded. And you can kind of see what people are looking for. There's a lot of things that people do specifically on this site. The traded portion will probably be what most people would use this for. Again, obviously not financial advice. Do your own research on this, but this is what most people would use this for specifically. And there used to be, and I do believe that there are incentives for anyone who's here on the leaderboard, that you do get a piece of, if you're in the top 10, that you, for a certain amount of time, you do get well, you get something. For me in here, I'll be honest, I don't use this specifically for that, but you have the ability to get seen here. It's obviously good if you're on here. People will try and purchase your creator coin and make sure that you're up here. So I know practically all these accounts, and yeah, good for them. They've got a great audience that's trying to keep them up in here. So that is the search and discoverability function here within Zora. This is the conversations piece. So you can really just send a message to anyone, but I think you have to follow them. Yes, you have to follow them, and they have to have purchased a specific amount of your coin, if I remember correctly. Here are the settings. I have mine set to, as long as you hold 10K of my creator coin, you can send me a message. Down here as well, you can also see your active devices where you have logged in, and use the privy mechanism to log in if you're using an email address. You can, of course, change this at any time. There's some people who prefer to have 1 million, and it depends on how you want to do it. But for me personally, this is something that I was considering for building community. So if people were holding a specific amount, we can have conversations, and you have chances to just say hello. What they don't have here is group chats. That's the part I'm looking for. Is in the event that you can have, yeah, if you have like group chats where you can address everyone. That doesn't seem to be something that is here just yet, but that's something they've talked about doing. At least they did at Basecamp last year. That's something they wanted to put into Zora. So that's the conversations tab. Down here is going to be the post tab. And there are multiple ways you can do a post. You can either upload a photo or a video that tells you exactly what that is right there. You can generate a photo using an AI prompt, and some of this is fun. And then the live function. So if you know how to stream, if you use something like OBS, or if you use something like I use Ecamm Live, for example, or you can also use Meld Studio. There's a couple of different platforms that are available. That's where this comes in. But in this case, this is where you're going to be creating a post, right? So let's go through. Okay, so you can just choose something. I'm just going to drag something from over here. You have up to 6 gigs. And then this is where you put in the details. So this is the one thing that most people have a hard time wrapping their head around, and this is how Zora works specifically for your posts. The word minting is used a lot for a lot of these posts. Don't think of it that way. Just think of it as just posting. So every post that you make here is what we call a content coin. Now, unlike on Base App, you do have the ability. You don't. I don't think you have the ability um, to not coin a post. Everything here is going to be coined. And what that means is that once you create it, you'll receive 10 million for free instantly. That's for you. And then anyone who else who buys one, however, depending on however many they get, could be pennies. They'll receive a certain amount, right? And I'll show you an example of that in just a minute. But what we need to do for posting this is we'll just come up with a name. It doesn't really matter what you put in there. Honestly, you can this is after the show. This is the name of the streaming podcast I do sometimes on Wednesdays after my main podcast, and that was on February 4. I go over how I was almost fished again. And it's not done uploading. I mean, I'm not going to go through with this, but because I've already uploaded something like it. But you can put in your description here. And then it automatically generates a thumbnail if it's small. And this is still uploading. But what you can do if you want to create a custom thumbnail, you can do that. And then you would just select that here. Normally it would come up with what that would be automatically. You would just click, there would be an X button here. Click on that X and then select the thumbnail that you want. Uh, in terms of pairing it, it would just be with your profile. I don't know if there's any other option besides that. So this is paired with your creator coin, which is created automatically when you first create your account. And generally, I believe it's named after whatever your username is. So that's why I'm like surprised they allow you to change your the name of your username. Anyway, when you get that, you can. I've never wanted to buy more, so there's that. But let me come back out of here. And once it's done, and sometimes I've had it crash on me. Once that happens, then you can double check by just clicking on your profile button, which is right here. And then it would show up here. So as you can see, I do have, in this case, I have some thumbnails that I've created automatically to upload instead of that, right? So it'll show up here. So let's go look at this last post that I just did yesterday for this short. So the name of the token, that's what's going to come up here, is get juiced. Copy address, for if any reason you just wanted to find it somewhere else, you'll never really need to use this, to be quite honest. And then this is the title. This is the description. And then you have some numbers here. Ultimately, let me go to a post that actually has some market cap on it, which is what I did for my betterment round. As people buy this, you'll see and I mean, very humbled by this volume, by the way. They're not all going to be this way, but enough people bought it to get me this much in volume. As a creator, you will get a portion of that. How much depends on when you created your account. I've been in for a long time, so I get 1% of whatever that is. It's given out over time. I think it's over 5 months is the exact amount. But the more that people purchase, the more that the volume and earnings move upwards. And you're going to get that whether people buy or sell the post. That's the best part about it. So people are buying and selling, the action on your actual post. Why people actually decide to sell things for pennies? Well, I mean, I guess it can appreciate. Like if I was the first buyer and I bought like 100 and it was like $1, then if things were to go up and suddenly it was like 3,000 market cap, then I have actually an appreciated position. I can sell some of that for some profit. That's the speculation portion of Zora that most people either don't want to deal with or don't understand well. To me, it's all just supporting your creator, because your creator in the end is the one who's going to be getting that. Zora also takes some of those earnings as well because they're on the platform that you're using. So you're not getting a ton of the creator fees based off of what's being sold, but you're getting enough that I think it's worth it. What's great is that you don't have to worry about any type of really just any type of work of barrier to entry, like with getting monetized on YouTube or TikTok or anything like that. You're getting money right away. Even on Instagram, you're getting money right away. So that's the part that is really attractive about being on chain is that you can see some of those um, benefits right away, whether they buy your post or your creator coin. So when you come down here, if you wanted to buy more of this post, and you can buy your own posts, by the way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Unable to buy amount too small. So you have your options here, and you can choose, let's just say this, but I don't have that. I don't have that. If you just click on balance or max, it'll show you exactly how much you're getting. So as you can see, there's not a whole, I mean, it's in terms of the units, it's fairly undervalued, right? So you don't, if you want to, if you're in this specifically for the money portion, that's one thing. But I think most people, at least in the creator space so far, they're just happy to see any type of monetization on what they're getting. So once you have that here, and there's comments here because people have purchased, but you can see who are all the holders, the activity that's happened, as well as the details of your actual post, meaning when it was created, the actual address of the contract, which is what is setting up all of the operations that people can do on this post. It's governed by smart contracts. So that's what the contract address is. The ticker is that. The chain, it's being used on base. That's where most of the mechanisms are happening now. It's paired against my content creator coin, which is the DeFi professor. The fee is 1%. That's what, that is either what I'm getting or what Zora is getting. And this is the media that was there. In this case, this was a JPEG. There's also videos and stuff like that. It could be a GIF, PNG. Those are all available as well. And that's if you want to go into that portion. Up here, you have the ability to share it to multiple places if you own this post. And I guess you could do it with anything else. And you can also check out the other pairs. Now, this is way deep in the weeds. I don't know anyone who actually does more than that with this type of stuff. So there's that. Here in this is not a hamburger button. This is a context button, 3 dots. You can actually find multiple places to trade and purchase them. I personally have never done any of this. You may not, it may not matter to you. So if we just click on that and now we go to OpenSea, you'd have to authenticate to continue anyway. And then you can, I guess you can see it here on OpenSea as a base token, right? Because technically this is an NFT. But that's the interface for your actual posts. Hopefully that clarifies what that is. Here underneath here, you can see the actual post itself, and then you can see the analytics. You can see specifically what was going on, how when people started buying, and then the trajectory. And that's for a post that you have there. Now let's go back and just check to see other posts. Let's see if I can. All right, well, let's open up this post. We just go to buy. You can do the quick buy. But if I just wanted to see more about this post, there we go. Click on the actual media. And again, you have the same tools that you had when your own post. You can go and check out, oh, good for them. And you can purchase, you can do the same things we were just talking about, right? Again, to add a comment, you have to be a holder to unlock that. You can, of course, check the holders. One thing, when it first creates the market for you, it takes all of the 10 million that you get for free and puts it here in the market. There's what's called a liquidity pool that's done behind the scenes that balances all the trades back and forth and is reflected in the supply with that. That's outside the scope of this too, but just so you know that there are actual liquidity pools with your posts that handle all of the operations in the background. Hopefully that's made clear. If you have any questions on that, feel free to let me know. But overall, the beauty of all this is that you have the ability to post and then have people support you by purchasing your post. And because it's using it's using for the most part very basic NFT technology as tokens, you are actually getting fractional ownership of the actual media that's being posted here. You have it's yours, it's your copy. You will always have that copy. If you want to sell it, you can, but there's no reason why you can't just hold it. And that's the add the post button. Okay. Now underneath here is the notifications button. That's the bell icon. And you have a bunch of different things to see here. So this the past week, past month, you can get subscriptions. If people want to subscribe to what you're doing, that's where that would be. Mentions, if anybody actually puts an at with your name on that. Thanks to Uche for this. Very cool. Oh, that was the day one. Trades, comments, follows. And this one's pretty good. As people start to follow you, you can follow them back. That way you just, and that actually helps with what you have here in your spot here too, because it still is a social platform. So you can follow people, find people. It could use some better discoverability. I think they're still working on that. Okay, so the next thing that we need to get to now is the most, probably the most important part, is the wallet. And that is underneath the notification bell. This will actually bring up your wallet right here. And this is based on the holdings that are in the Zora wallet, not your Privy wallet, the Zora wallet. You have the ability with the Privy wallet to export multiple things there, but this is really just for this specific wallet. So one thing that you will need oftentimes to buy other, can I buy some? Let me just double check this, because I think I can buy a post with something other than ETH. Yes, you can. I can use anything here. Let's just say that I use my own coin just for S&Ps, S&Gs, right? All right. Amount's too small. Only 9. Oh, I guess that would give me way too many. Okay, let's do 200,000. Amount too small. Well, sometimes these things do funny things. I can only buy with, yeah, that's fine. So if I just use that, then that should go through. Okay, perfect. Wait a minute, back to the wallet here. Actually, let me just double check to make sure I can do this without needing to have ETH in there. All right, I did it. Well, in general, you may need ETH in the beginning. If you don't have anything in here, then you would need ETH or USDC to purchase that. Normally for depositing, it only supports deposits on Base and Solana, and you can send USDC, ETH, or Zora on Base to this address. What this normally means is that you need to send money. If you know how to do this in DeFi, then what you would do is you would actually have your other wallet, if you have a DeFi wallet already, and you would just on Base get some USDC, some ETH, or some Zora. I would recommend either USDC or ETH. It's just the easiest thing to do. And then send it from your wallet to this address. Now you can use this with your phone as well. If you have a wallet on your phone, you could do that way as well. It just has to be on the base network. That may not be completely ready, but if you use the base app, that should work fine. If you're on Coinbase, you can just copy the address and withdraw some USDC or ETH down to this wallet for however much you want, $2, $3, $4, $5, and then you can do it that way. If you need help with that, let me know. It's a little bit outside the scope of what we're doing here today. Solana is also an option, and you could use Sol and then deposit it to this address. So if you know your way around Solana and you have like a Phantom wallet, a Jupiter wallet, you can send Sol more than 30 cents worth to this address. And you just copy this, put it into your wallet, and then send it that way. If you're on a mobile phone, you have a mobile wallet on Solana, you can do that as well, just using Sol, and then just use your phone to scan the QR code, and then it's good to go. And that's how you would fund your wallet in the beginning if you were looking to pay for just anything that you want to buy with regards to posts, supporting people, that type of thing. And that's essentially it. As you can see here, balance, these are the different assets that I currently have. There's also holdings, and these are the coins or the posts or the creator coins that I've purchased. Like this was I don't see the one I just bought though. Where's the bear one? I don't see that one. Actually, I take that back. It was called, well, I'm not sure exactly where that is. But the other part is the rewards piece. Now, what's cool is that you can actually you can send assets, any of these assets that you've bought, either creator coins or, yeah, just creator coins or actual assets are the only ones you can send. You can't actually send the post coins themselves. Okay. Now, rewards, these are your lifetime creator rewards. You can claim these. So you're actually going to earn this over time. The longer that you are using the system. If you create a post, you earn. Share your Zora profile, you earn. Invite your friends, you earn. As you create things, as you start to earn things, then you'll continue to earn more and more of that. All you have to do that is just click on claim, and then it'll show up here. And you can either trade it, you can increase your position, which is generally what will happen if you don't touch it. It'll just be here in your holdings. Or balance. Where's the holdings? It's around here somewhere. I know that sounded very confusing, but generally it should show up here in one of these two. Because it shows up here, my balance here. Now, here's the part that's interesting is that I own more than 9, because it's not showing up here. Let me refresh the page. So if I come back here and I choose my DeFi Progressor coin, I own a lot, right? I own, because I've been on the platform for a very long time. This is not the true value of this, by the way. The true value of this is actually quite a bit longer, but because of the way the vesting works in terms of your how people buy and sell your coin, this will actually start to inflate over time. I think, like I said, 5 months is the actual. You can check the docs and get the exact number, or reach out to someone that we've met at Zora for that. But overall, that's it. That's the system. So the best way to feature your work, of course, is to set up your profile. Oh, let me go through this one too. Sorry, let me do that. So this is on your profile. This is the last time we need to go over this. It'll give you some pretty good information. First, you're going to see posts that you have, holders, people that are holding any of your post coins. Market cap shows the demand for your coin. Top holders will give you who owns the most of your coin, which is great. It'll also show your activity of people who are selling if you want to know that. As you claim, you will hold more and more of your coin, by the way. Again, we've already looked at the edit profile piece. There's this piece too, where you can check out more about all of this. Then we've already gone through all of these before. You can also trade if you want to buy and sell anything that you have here in terms of creator coins. And then down here is going to be pretty much all of your different posts that you have, right? As you can see, I use a lot of, I use my Zora for quite a few things. I also use it as a glossary for teaching people terms about this space, guides. It's mainly what I use it for. You can certainly figure out how you want to use your Zora for your presence. This is the grid that's here first. If you click on that, that'll show you any paired posts. And I don't know how those work. I don't know anyone who's actually done them. Down here are all the creator coins that you hold. All these wonderful people. And then here, underneath the lightning bolt, is the activity. Pardon me. Of things that you did with your wallet. I think I think this is viewable to everybody. Yes, it is. You can view what people are doing here for all their activity. So just keep that in mind. Everything that's here is something that is available to everyone. So if that matters to you, you may want to have a separate wallet that takes care of all that. And that's pretty much what you want to do with your Zora. You want to build your presence. You want your creator coin over time to build in market cap because that gets you creator fees over time. And what's great about that is that you didn't have to worry about farming for followers, having to get certain watch time, number of posts. You can go ahead and start earning right away. So this is a really great way to essentially just present everything that you want to. Is it the most flexible of systems? No, I'll be honest. There are some limitations, but it's no different than what you would find specifically um, on Instagram, honestly. Not the biggest fan of the way that it lays out this type of stuff either. But hopefully this answers all the questions that people have. Also here, you can also see all the holders that are holding your coin just like you would have your in top holders. And that's hopeful. I think that's everything. I was about to say, hopefully that's everything. If you click on this down, you can also check out other places to get information. Profile URL, that's important because if you're looking to publicize your Zora, just click on that and then you can paste that in places. What's fun about that is if you use it, it makes a really nice banner for you if you're ever looking to do that. Let's see if we can, let's do this. So if I just paste that there, yeah, that's what it looks like. Comes up with that with like a little summary of all your posts, and that's it. There you go. Hopefully you found value in this. Hopefully this is helpful to you. And best of luck conquering Zora. Here to help you out, answer any questions that you have. If you have any questions whatsoever. Go out there, create, make good content, and may you profit and do well. If that's the goal. Otherwise, go out and just keep creating content. See you later.